let's start this edition of the Aelita Diaries with a question. It might be easy for some of you to answer, it might not be for some. Have you ever felt like you're in an alien place? A place you shouldn't be at? You ever been in a school or in a social gathering where it doesn't feel right? Your anxiety is peaking or your loneliness overcomes, or you're feeling that, why did I come here? Do I even belong here? Do I even fit? For Aelita, this is the thoughts running through her head in uncharted territory, thanks to Sissy, who is a real bitch in this episode, and I mean top tier bitch. Thanks to her teasing, she ends up in the wrong set of bathrooms. During lunch, there's nobody to help her out. She's lost in thought. Sissy's words have gotten to her on more than one occasion at this point, and it's working. Sissy's last suggestion is to return to Canada where you belong. Aelita concurs. Returning to the virtual world she has fought so hard for 27 episodes to escape. In that quest to run away from her loneliness, her undesiredness, she runs all the way into true uncharted territory, even for Ryokian standards, discovering a new sector, a fifth one. It would take all the way to evolution for there to be a sixth one. But she's found her way there. And it's up to the guys and gal to get her out. But in so doing so, they continue down the rabbit hole, started a new order. Jeremy has found out the owner of the Hermitage, a guy by the name of Franz Hupper. He puts two and two together with Oregon odd intel that he might have had something to do with the supercomputer due to the tunnel that leads and connects from the house to the factory itself. That name will become prevalent, really prevalent. It will start out as a B plot, but end up, in the end, being an A. The guys don't know about Aelita's loneliness, about how she feels. One of Aelita's biggest character weaknesses is also highlighted to one of her strengths: her selfless compassion, her willingness to sacrifice for the greater good, for a friend, for a situation. It's one of the things that makes Aelita great, but it also highlights her weakness. She doesn't have a voice. She doesn't accelerate. She doesn't talk much. She's quiet but assured. And if she speaks up, there's a massive problem. Something she'll learn over time as our journey continues. But in this episode, silence, trying to handle it on her own, gripping emotions, anxiety, sadness, loneliness, wanting to do like the elf in her dreams, run from the wolves, run from her problems, find serenity and peace, but thus there is none. Even the thing that she's run into is a trap in itself, a new sector, a new place. Blue soulless, no environment. She's stuck there. If you played the recent game Exo Primal, it might remind you of the loading screen before you enter the war game, the one that Leviathan oversees, constantly changing its shape and figure during the boss fights. Yep, that game brought me back here, back to this dangerous place in which two brand new Ryoka monsters are introduced. And the tarantulas weren't enough last week. The Creeper, a powerful snake-like creature who can take you down 40 life points. One shot. We won't find that out until the next episode. But these things are numerous. And the other, the Skimpozoa. Unstoppable, unkillable, undestroyable. This jellyfish tentacled creature has one mission and one mission only: to get to Aelita's memory, to find the Ryoka warriors will have to get creative every time this creature appears. And trust me, they will. It's the one formulaic thing in Season 2, other than the possessions, which we'll get to that sooner rather than later, that makes up Season 2. But, formulaic as it may be, it introduces a genuine danger that will last the entire rest of the season, beyond even. This is our first introduction to it. And as much as its imposing, towering figure does, the memory sucking does worse. But it's up to Jeremy and the others to figure out how to get there. And they do, due to history. In the Hermitage, there are books about the Punic Wars. Now, if you were like me in 2003, you did not know crap about the Punic Wars. You did not care. After this episode, you most certainly did. And for any fan of this channel, 12 years strong, this is the episode in which you get the motivation. The Carthage Files. The Scipio lands. Those two names have poignancy because they come here. When Aelita goes off grid, Jeremy is introduced to a password that he's got to figure out, and eventually does. Scipio, breaking into Carthage, stopping the one army that could have stopped the Roman Empire from being totally conquered, breaking into the city, looting, pillaging, killing anybody in there. The once impregnable wall of the city that dare go against the mighty Roman Empire and its then unstoppable army. France loves its history. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last either. When they get there, they are met with a threat that Aelita finds herself in. The creepers, and soon enough the Skimbozoa, but also a ticking clock. This ticking clock is put at the bottom center of your screen. The only time that it is, they get her out just in time. Clock hits 0. Sector reconfigured into something else, only to start again. Aelita returns, not only from the uncharted territory of Sector 5, but back to the school. Our gang naturally understands. She even gets one snap crack back at Sissy, telling her to spout her brain. Hey, it's a small victory, but a victory nonetheless. But now the mystery deepens. This new sector, what does it contain? Does it contain anything useful? Are there more sectors out there? And naturally, we'll take all the way to evolution to find out that the answer is yes. But indeed, the mystery deepens. The A plot and the B plot work perfectly in sync. They are both one and the same. Aelita dealing with the loneliness, the isolation, and the lack of knowledge of being in a dorm, in a school, in a real world she never had to be in until just about a week ago. It's crazy to think. It's been a week now. A week since false start. A mere day after New Order. The serialized nature is kicked in. This episode is a 5 out of 6. It's sneaky good. And not only does Aelita have to deal with that, but the uncharted territory of her virtual home too, leaving dangerous new questions. In the next episode, the Warriors plan to go back, and they find out it's more dangerous than originally thought. And poor Yumi, she's got her hands full, but we'll talk about that next week. The Scipio secrets continue to be revealed. And yes, this was the third time I've recorded this. I really like this one. See you next week.